welcome back to Digi Bros, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Victor just kept playing and didn't even attempt to take a break to watch Take Me Home Country
Oh, I didn't know
Roads.
you wanted to, like, do that.
Do you want to do that right now?
No.
Before we come... Okay. Take me home. Well, I don't know what to talk about.
Let's play it over the episode, dude.
No, that is a terrible idea. Historically, that has never gone well.
I don't know, man. What were you up to when you were 12?
When I was 12?
Yeah. Or whatever.
Getting into anime for the first time? Let's see, I was 12.
That stink.
It would be 2003, right, if I'm 12?
I remember. In the house we were getting into anime. This is when I had a room that had green walls, and I had red carpet. That was awesome. This was the first time I had my own room, and you and Shade were sharing a room.
This is when we got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit.
Yes, this is when we got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit. That was... Didn't like that house, didn't have any friends, it was pretty lonely. But a great time for media. Because we were getting into anime, we were getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! We were supposed to get our first deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, we had to rake our entire backyard. That was the condition to get our... No, yes, I remember it very well. The condition for us getting Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards is that we were supposed to rake the backyard. And the mistake our parents made was buying the decks before we raked the yard. Oh. Under the promise that we were gonna rake the yard.
That is a stupid plan.
We raked half the yard, and then we went inside to play our Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. We're like, just let us play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and then we'll go finish the yard. And we didn't finish raking the yard.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Now, at some point, I ended up raking the yard the rest of the way alone. Because you weren't gonna rake the fucking yard. Oh, yeah.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Because our parents weren't efficient. They weren't effective.
Were our parents cucks?
Wow. I think you were just so good at fucking bullshitting and manipulating that it broke the entire system.
I guess. There's an easy way to stop that, is to just not give in to everything your fucking kid says, you know?
Easier said than done, I'm sure.
I guess. That's why I asked if they were cucks. Liberal cucks.
I guess they're liberal cucks. Jesus. I thought I'd share you guys a story. I know people like it when we tell stories of the past.
Yeah, why do you
we
never
haven't done
have
a lot
any
of that lately? Because I feel like we've already explained our entire fucking life. So
nah, man.
What's left?
I didn't even remember that story.
What's left besides the story of when we first got Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards?
There's gotta be some fun stories. Do you have another one by chance? You kind of made it sound like you're about to go into it.
I was thinking about that house. Shade used to run around with his dick out all the time.
Shade did not.
Remember,
Shade was not fond of
would
clothes.
Sneak into mom and dad's room and look at dad's porn mags.
Yes.
And then I would
Then
always
we got
be
busted by Shade.
Yes, we got busted by Shade. Who,
I think we told that
our
story.
parents. I think we did, yeah.
Because Shade would never wear clothes
This
until
is the
he
house
started school.
where I cosplayed Shadow the Hedgehog and caught it with a GameCube.
Yeah, we put that
Dude,
on screen before.
That is like Hope's favorite thing in the world, that I was Shadow and you were the GameCube, because it says so much about your personality.
That I was a GameCube?
It's amazing that you were a GameCube, yeah.
What does it say about my personality?
I don't know, but it's just perfect. Because you, rather than being a character, would want to be the console that is your favorite.
Well, it's because...
It's fucking hilarious.
Because there was no one...
That was probably the most autistic Halloween in our entire life. That I was Shadow the Hedgehog, and you were a fucking GameCube. It's not even a character.
Well, the reason is that at the time, there was no one thing I was very into.
Yes.
Because, like, this was when we had just moved back from Florida, which Florida... Okay, to put it in perspective,
Floor.
I feel like if I had to define like my childhood into arcs, Florida is the start of the next arc, right? Where it's like, because you have early childhood, you don't remember.
It goes early childhood, and then Florida begins mid childhood, and
well,
like a new range of emotions.
I mean, for me, I was already 10 when we moved to Florida, so like there's
Florida is the start of realizing loneliness.
Early childhood is stuff I don't remember. Then we moved to Virginia, because I was born in California. We were both born in California.
Yeah.
We moved to Virginia, and we lived in 3 different houses that were just, like, basically the same situation, but escalating quality of life.
Yeah.
Because first we lived in the ghetto, and then we moved into, like,
but none of that meant
neighborhood.
anything to us because I was 2, so,
well, it meant something to me. That's why I'm telling the story. We lived in a ghetto. I remember. I have memories of that time. Then we lived in a slightly nicer house, and then we lived in a slightly nicer house from that, and by then we were in the suburbs. And we lived there for 4 years. And so, like, even though lots of different things happened in that time, like, I could break that into smaller arcs and, like, different emotions I felt at different times. When we moved to Florida,
Blizzard,
it was
holy
like
shit.
Nothing that was in our lives up to that point mattered anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because we left everyone we had known behind, and but we only lived there for 4 months. Because we were supposed to move to Florida and then to Arizona. That was the whole plan.
Yeah.
But my parents wanted to live in Arizona, and they were like, we're going to go live in Florida with our aunt for a while because she was struggling and we were struggling. We'd all struggle together. We'd all make a lot of money, save up, move to Arizona, never look at Virginia again.
Yeah.
4 months later, we moved back to Virginia because the car business begged my dad to come back.
Yes.
And because he was great. And he just didn't want to work in it, you know.
Yeah.
But, so we came back, so we lived in Virginia again, but we didn't know, like, any of the same people. You know, like, we tried to contact our old friends, but it already felt like we were just completely divorced from them because, you know, they went to different schools. Yeah. We didn't really know, like, we didn't live close to them or anything.
Which is funny because then I always thought we were really far away and that hanging out would be a pain. We were right next to them.
Right.
Like, because now I can drive between those places and it's like
I drive between those places
like 10
every
minutes
day.
away, you know, like it's
But our parents always made it out like any drive was a long fucking drive, you know. And then
and when you're a kid it always feels like a long drive, you know.
Right.
And you don't know where people are in relativity to you.
Right, and also just we couldn't, like, just go, like, we used to just go to their house.
Yeah.
Like, we always made friends with people who lived nearby.
Yeah.
I never had, like, friends I had to drive to
organize
see back then.
shit and, like, figure out when you need to hang out with people.
It's just you walked over to their house, and if they were home, they were home. And that's how we hung out back then, you know. But, like...
Did a door go here?
I have no fucking idea, dude. You've been to that door before. That door you were just
But in order to get through there, I'd have to go through here, like, escape rope out. Oh, I can dig out.
How come you haven't got to that bottom door yet?
What? Because that just leads you out, and then you have to go back from the beginning.
Oh. But yeah, like...
I think I already did what I needed to do.
So I feel like when we came back from Florida, it's like a whole different chapter. And I don't remember why that was relevant, because you distracted me so hard that I literally don't remember what the story I was telling was.
Me either.
Why was I talking about having a new chapter?
Houses.
Why did it matter that there was a new chapter in my life after Florida?
I don't know. You start talking about Florida.
Florida. There was definitely a reason I was talking about that, and I don't remember it at all.
The arc structure of your life.
But why? Like, there was something I was gonna get to.
We were talking about why you were a GameCube, like...
Oh, yeah, that's why!
I don't know how the arc structure of your life
it relates directly
into why you're a GameCube.
Because when I think of... Because we had just gotten back from Florida, and it was like nothing I had ever been interested in mattered anymore. Because, like, I was, you know, I was growing up at that time, and so, like, because before we moved to Florida, I was still obsessed with Pokemon, but I kind of got out of Pokemon around that time, so, like, I didn't really care about Pokemon, I didn't really care that much about Sonic, it was kind of your thing, you know, and Shadow was both of our favorite characters, so we couldn't both be Shadow, you know, like, so, you know... It was just kind of like there was no one thing that I was so into that it would make sense to be that for Halloween. So I just went as the GameCube because it represented Nintendo, which I was a big fan of, you know? So, like...
The GameCube.
It just made the most sense to me to be a GameCube because there was no thing I was into enough.
I have to become the GameCube.
And that would have been the last year I even was, like, a specific thing. Because the next year after that, I just went as a fucking ghost. Like, I literally cut eye
you were
holes
the
in a
laziest
sheet.
possible costume.
Come
on, man. Let's fucking make this Bombenite a bomb bitch so we can fight the gym.
Have we been, like, for 4 episodes or something, like, just training Ammonite? Like, is that what's been happening?
Yeah, well, we had to get to that fucking place so we could get into the gym. You have to get the key to the gym in that place.
Oh, did you finish that place?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were still there.
No, I finished it.
I see. So are we in the gym now?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where this episode's going? You're not gonna train Bombinite high enough by the time you get to the gym.
I know. I should really go surf around and fight the rest of the trainers I can fight on the way to this island, and that'll train up Bombinite.
That would be a good idea. Although they're all water trainers, so Bombinite won't.
Why just switch them out? You have to switch them out. That's how you train weak Pokemon. You switch them out.
This is the kind of shit you should be doing off camera.
No, because
not something
I'm still actively playing the game. I'm not grinding. I'm just switching out a dude, and it takes 5 seconds. That's how you play Pokemon. You should never have to grind on wild Pokemon or some shit. You switch back out Ammonite.
It's the fact that you have to like watch you sit there and switch it in and out.
This is how I played every Pokemon game my entire life, is switching out the dude to train him up.
I didn't pick up on that technique until later.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I've done this since I was a little kid.
I didn't train Pokemon as a kid. I only caught like a starter and then beat the whole game with it.
You weren't playing Pokemon. This is how you play Pokemon. This is how you train a Magikarp into a Gyarados.
I actually think you might have taught me it, because I remember the first Pokemon I ever did it with was because like on my original Red file where I had like the level 98 Venusaur and everything, like I was going back through early areas and I found like a Jigglypuff at level 3.
Oh god.
And so like I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to train this thing when there's no trainers left in the game? And you were like, oh, you could just like exchange it out and it still gains experience or something like that. I think you told me that. And then I would do my method for training Pokemon was to only fight the Elite Four. And to just put, and this is how I did it in X and Y.
Yeah, that's how you always train your guys for the Elite Fours. You put your weakest dude in the front, and then you fight the Elite Four.
But I mean, I put like, I'll put a level 1 Pokemon at the front of my party. Go to the Elite Four.
It's super fun because they'll level up 10 times.
And then you swap out for like, because if you played the Elite Four enough times, then whoever's your main guy is unbelievably OP. Like in Pokemon Y, I wasn't even really because. You know, in Fire Red, or not Fire Red, but in original Pokemon Red, like, I was trying to get a level 99 Venusaur.
Yeah.
Like, that was my goal. So I was fighting the Elite Four over and over again trying to do that. But in Pokemon Y, I was just using, like, a Garchomp that was my strongest dude. He just naturally got to level 99.
Holy shit.
Like, just through the course of me fighting the Elite Four over and over again, training my Pokemon. So, like...
I've never trained a Pokemon to level 99.
I would send out, like, a level 1 dude and then switch out to a fucking level 99 Garchomp, and he was just a fucking wall. You know, like, they couldn't do anything to him because he's so over-leveled, and then he would just destroy everything on the opponent's team.
Alright, I'm gonna fly to whatever and then surf around and fight guys.
He was level 90. He was definitely level 90-something. I don't know if he quite hit 99, but he might have. But it's just, it's a lot easier to, like, you gain more experience in the higher levels in that game. Like it doesn't become as impossible to level up as it does in this. Yeah. Because like with Venusaur, he would level up like once per beating entire Elite Four.
Good lord.
Know? So it was quite an ordeal. I probably beat them like a good fucking 25 times or something. And then of course at level 98. My game was ruined by a game shark.
Yep.
And,
you're being a cheating ass bitch, dude. So you get for trying to cheat. Trying to get that
I just wanted Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. I just wanted Blue Chew.
Or Pika Blue, as others knew him.
Pika Blue. Pika Blue.
Or Meryl, as he's usually called. Or Digi, as he's called in Mumkey's Nuzlocke.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, when he started... No, we have to do our meta commentary on Mumkey's meta commentary on how we commentate.
Oh yeah, I meant to do that. I forgot about that. That he made a meta video about all the meta.
We're getting real deep, guys. We're getting very fucking meta now.
The meta hole goes as deep as the Marianas Trench.
This is a fucking Ouroboros of meta. You didn't give me props for Ouroboros of meta? I thought you were just gonna be like, yeah, man, that's great, dude. Good job on coming up with the Ouroboros of meta.
I don't. It's not that impressive.
That's pretty cool, man.
I say Ouroboros all the time, so it's not like a weird.
Ouroboros. It's that tiger and bunny shit, dude. Fucking Ouroboros, dog.
It's a parabola. Alive!
We're letting this episode breathe. We're giving pauses.
Did you get it? Did you get that
yes,
joke?
Yes, I got the fucking tool joke. Don't be a tool, Conrad. Don't mumble. No one understands what the fuck you're trying to say. Look at his grab!
You like my super lazy version of Tool?
No, I do not like your super lazy version of Tool. Everyone go listen to Tool, I guess. These memes are
love every day.
Everyone go watch the music video for like Schism. That's cool.
Everyone knows Tool. Video. You don't have to introduce our audience.
Maybe they don't know Tool. Maybe they don't know shit about Tool.
You know, actually, it's been 10 years since the last Tool album, so maybe people don't remember Tool.
Maybe people don't know Tool. Fucking Shade probably doesn't remember Tool.
Nigga, Shade knows Tool like the back of his hand from fucking Just From Guitar Hero.
You're right.
They had like a 3-song pack in Rock Band 5 or whatever. Which was like...
Bomonite's strong enough to fight this guy?
You think there's anybody who's never heard... I still hear that shit on the radio and in bars.
I know the pieces fit.
'Cause I watched them turn down, no fault,
that's a superior Tool voice.
It doesn't mean I don't desire.
You country fuck.
Finger blindly.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Have you been watching Shut up! Stop it! This is infuriating. This has gone from like annoying to like pissing me off.
I just wanted to see how many different country voices I could come up with.
Have you been watching the new season of the Eric Andre show?
I have not.
It is fucking good.
No one's been playing
it. He is on top of his game, man.
I think I have exactly one time watched an episode of that show just because I played it for myself.
They had Howie Mandel on the newest episode. He just fucks with them, man. The guests they've been having, they really get some fucking people who clearly have no idea what the fuck is happening, and they fuck with them hard. It's gotten to a point where they're eliminating every moment of pause, and it's just like constant, like hard-hitting jokes, and it's great. The show is gotten down to a science, and they're nailing it.
Whatever happened to Movie News Weekly?
I'm waiting for the set.
Oh, is that
Movie
why?
News Weekly is gonna use the set. I thought I already told you this.
You
the set is everything.
Never mentioned anything.
I'm waiting for the set. Because I was like, after I missed a bunch of weeks, I was just like, well, obviously I'm not doing this weekly, and then I was like, well, I might as well wait for the set because that's gonna be a better set than the living room.
No one realizes that like the setup we had for that was abysmal. Like,
yeah, it sucked, and it couldn't be wide enough, and there just wasn't enough space, and it sucked.
We only had like a good 7 feet to work with, so like everything's really crammed together, and like there was no breathing room.
It was garbage, and like that.
We'd made the most of it though.
The first episode did what it should do as a pilot, anyways, which was get good response, and like it got a lot of positive response, and. Like, you know, I want to keep doing it, but I'd rather wait and do it.
Is it possible to do it without Fat YouTube Guy though?
Yeah, and now your character's
I look
ruined.
nothing like that anymore.
So now I'm like, am I gonna have to write around that? Am I gonna have to put in other characters and shit?
I mean, you could just have Fat YouTube Guy have gone through the arc of having lost weight and shaved.
That's after one episode has made sense.
I just think
you can probably still pull it off if you just try to look like a mess.
I think. To me, that character is already so well realized that he could have an arc.
Jesus. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Either way, it had good response, and I do think it's a pretty fucking funny video.
It's pretty great.
I'm still planning to do Dipshit.
Oh yeah.
Everything, all the plans.
Everything
are still
revolves
in motion.
Around those guys moving in.
Exactly.
Because Dipshit...
You've got all your plans for the new setup, and I still have all mine. Everything is just waiting for like the transition, and just for me to have enough like stable income to feel comfortable funding Dipshit, the animation, or the animatic. It's especially great because I was like the guys I work on these commercials with most of the time, because the guy who hires me is always Derek Bort, the director. We talk about it on here a bunch. There's usually Snape. Then there's this guy, Danny, who's like,
Hi, Danny. Does he get that a lot? I bet he does.
I don't know.
Hi, Danny.
You've thrown me off. But there's this guy, Danny, who's a professional writer, and he writes stuff with Derek Bort, and he mostly writes, like, training videos for a company called DuPont that does a fuckload of training videos. And so, like, his regular job is just writing generic training videos that are fucking boring as hell. But, I sent him, like, Movie News Weekly and stuff, and he's a super cool, fun guy who gets a sense of humor, and he was just like, yeah, these are great, you should keep making these. And this is someone who's, like, you know, who understands the industry pretty well, and so it's very encouraging when he's always just like, yeah, dude, do all this shit, because it's gonna go somewhere, like, you're gonna figure out something, and it's good stuff, keep doing it. And then I'm just like, when he says it makes me feel pretty good.
My encouragement doesn't mean anything to you, but his does.
No, yours does, but you also encourage everything I do.
Because you should!
But I wanted to do it anyways. I was gonna do it anyways, but when I send it, the more people who encourage me who don't, like, know my style or anything is good.
Right.
Like, it's nice.
This body holding
It feels
me.
good to be encouraged by like-minded people that you work with, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably how you feel with the procrastinators all the time, where everyone builds into each other, and, like,
no one really watches my shit that much.
I see.
Like, well, or they, I mean,
you
they do.
You will at least hype each other for shit.
Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. Everyone watches my stuff, but I'm the guy who's already successful.
Yes.
So no one blows smoke up my ass, except
Yeah.
Devu. Devu's constantly blowing smoke up my ass. Devu will heavily praise absolutely everything that I do, and often to an extent that is even greater than I even feel about it myself.
Jesus.
But like the other guys, you know, it's like I don't need it. I'm the guy who's successful. They don't want to, like, you know, constantly be making, like, my ego needs no more inflation.
No stroking.
It's more about everyone else and what they're doing, you know.
But it's cool. Like, this weekend, I did this music video, and whenever I hang out with Danny and this guy Aaron, that it's just like they're constantly, these guys are like movie buffs, and they constantly talk about movies, and then we constantly talk about projects and ideas and shit, and it's just like, yeah, like, let's fucking do it, let's do something. And it always helps. Like, that's what I've been missing since I got out of school, and so it's really nice when you get in those situations where you're like, the people who are on your level who do the same shit, and you all get motivated.
I shouldn't say that Devu encourages absolutely everything I do. It's just that on the rare occasions when he's not that into something I do, it's usually something that I myself am already defensive about, and so it doesn't matter that he doesn't like it, because I already am confident in it, you know? I mean, I'm
also
confident in most of what I do. So.
After that video, I feel pretty optimistic about life and my career, because something nice about working on this video is that half the people working on it I already knew from working on that public affairs movie. Right. And I was like, I know a pretty good percentage of the people working around here.
Right.
And I have this connection with Derek Bort, the director, who's legit and, like, keeps hiring me. And then I was like, this feels
Victor,
pretty
I'm curious,
good.
Why, when you knew you were surfing out to fight a million dudes in the water, why didn't you bring Victory Bell?
Well, I've got my Magneton.
Is he better than Victory Bell?
Victory Bell's already, like, over-leveled, so I don't need to use him.
I guess.
And Birdup does fine against water Pokemon. Magneton does fine against water Pokemon. He's got Shock, or Spark, or whatever.
Also, when it asks you if you want to switch out your Pokemon when the enemy
I keep forgetting
out,
because I'm mashing buttons. I'm trying to send Ammonite back out. Whatever, dude. I'm killing trainers, dude. I'm getting through it.
Yeah, but you don't need to kill these trainers with your normal guys. You need to kill them with Ammonite.
Everyone needs buffs. Bombenite.
Look at him, he's so
he's,
close.
He's getting there. He's not quite strong enough to fight these guys yet, but he's getting there.
Considering Blaine's like probably level 40,
yeah,
and he's like not even level 20 yet, you're probably gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a huge waste of time.
Probably.
And if I end this episode, then I definitely want you to complete this training off camera and not on camera, right?
No, flamethrower!
You fucking idiot! Oh my god!
Shit!
I guess that's what 10 levels of difference means.
After this episode, I'll just go back to Blaine's gym and see how well Bombenite does at level 20. And it'll be a learning experience for everyone.
Get fucking destroyed.
Should I get out a water Pokemon, or should I just teach Surf to Dragonair and use Dragonair the whole time, and then Dragonair can get a bunch of level ups?
Either way, we're not gonna do that in this session because I am out of it right now.
Aw,
I have
man,
no
but
more
we're
ideas,
doing
and I
good.
don't care anymore.
We're doing good.
We have enough. I want to go do that fucking manga thing.
No, I didn't want to get rid of Bite.
Do you still want to do that tonight? The I Am a Hero recording?
I guess. Are you tired?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Why would I be tired? I woke up at like 9
You
o'clock.
were being tired. You were
PM.
complaining.
No, I'm complaining about I'm fucking bored. I have no more ideas. We've been doing this for 3 fucking hours.
I forgot I was having fun because I'm playing Pokemon and you're not.
I'm watching you do like this. Feels to me like the most mindless thing you could
But
be doing.
that's the fun part is when you don't gotta think about anything. You're just playing Pokemon, man. You're doing it.
If you're playing the game.
Yeah.
But I'm watching this shit.
Look at
feels
how
like
tough
nothing's happening.
fucking Recharb has gotten, man. He's a badass.
I'm very happy we have a strong Slowbro. That's
Yes.
probably the coolest thing about this
That
run.
is incredibly cool.
Slowbro is badass.
Slowbro
and I
is
do really
cool.
like the aesthetic of this water battle arena.
Yes.
It's pretty nice.
Omnite's gonna be a fucking beast.
But after this battle, we're ending this episode and session.
Okay.
So just letting you know.
You just want me to keep playing here and like grind?
I can send you the save file, and you can do that on your phone or something.
Can I do that on my phone?
If you put the save file on your phone, then yeah.
Ah. Cos. Or
Or some say
Cosm. That's my favorite
Do you
meme.
hear our prayer? Grant us eye. Grant us eye.
I'm waking up. I'll forget everything. Anyone who isn't fucking up to date on their bitchin' Bloodborne memes needs to get with the fucking times.
I mean, we've made that reference on this show.
Yeah.
Alright.
I did that constantly out of con. I don't even know why.
Alright, that's it, everybody. See you next time.
Alright. We did it.